Welcome to the April 2024 Star Wars Canon Update. This month we got 5 new episodes of The Bad Batch, a new book, and 9 new comic issues, so let's dive in. Every Bad Batch episode this month was highly entertaining. A story all about Imri, the attack on Pabu, the action-packed Juggernaut, the mission to reach Tantus, and then Omega's own plans to break out that will obviously include the Zillo Beast. Awesome stuff. As usual, if you're watching this video, I assume you've already seen The Bad Batch, so I won't spend a lot of time here. If you want to catch my full reviews, I'll put them in the cards. The Living Force by John Jackson Miller was the new novel, which takes place a year or so before The Phantom Menace. Qui-Gon Jinn challenges the Jedi Council to get out of their tower and go help the people of the galaxy. They do so on the planet Quinn, and a bunch of fun vignettes that converge into a conflict with pirates who want to take the world for themselves. It was really fun getting to learn more about each council member, and there were some interesting connections to Sifo Dyas, Palpatine's early plans, and even a link to Inquisitor Rise of the Red Blade that was perfect. If you want to see my full review of the book or interviews with the author, I'll put those in the cards as well. If you want to listen to the book for free on Audible, you can by clicking on the link in the description or by visiting audibletrial.com/StarWarsExplained. Jumping into comics, The High Republic issue 6 caught us up with a bit of Tay Surek's story after the events of Phase 2. He and Vildar Mak became a couple, and the old Jedi apparently helped Tay to learn to control the Sith artifact, the Hand of Cyberus, so he could use it without falling under its influence. Keeve, Skier, Lorna, and the young girl join up with the rest of their friends, and then the girl uses the Force, which isn't a huge shock because she's dressed like a Darkside group who was also in Phase 2. The High Republic Adventures issue 5 wrapped up the Prison Break arc, which saw a cool rescue for all the prisoners who were vented into space, as well as the destruction of the prison ship itself thanks to 5AG3's sabotage. After the mission, Lula decides to walk away from the Jedi to be with Zine. The first issue of Saber for Hire caught us up with Ty Yorick as she hunts monsters throughout the Occlusion Zone. She has a squire who she insists is not a Padawan, who we met back in Phase 1. She is eventually asked by some villagers to help fight the Nile, giving her a crisis of conscience. We also see Chancellor Lina So's son and his boyfriend, who we knew were stuck behind enemy lines, but their lives have been ignorantly blissful. They find out about the storm wall a year after it goes up and figure there isn't anything they can do about it. Of course someone recognizes them and tips off the Nile, so that's soon to change. Mace Windu issue 3 was fun enough, basically a big chase sequence where we learn about Mace's companion's sad childhood. The Hutt cartel has caught wind of her super coaxium formula and wants it for themselves, but Mace sends their adorable attacker away for now. But they're caught by another group called the Duskweavers before they can escape the planet. Jango Fett issue 2 kept up the search for the hope of Glian Selm, which seems like it's heading towards a twist where he finds out he's after a person and not an artifact, but I'm not sure yet. I liked it. Fett is up against Aurra Sing and a new character named Vigor Struck, and he's licking his wounds at the end of the issue. I like the art and I like the story so far. Star Wars issue 45 continued the trial of Lando Calrissian. From prison, he starts to help the rebellion find a kidnapped Mon Mothma. He passes on some valuable underworld information to Chewbacca and doesn't ask for credit, knowing that it would only cause a debate about his intentions. At the end, we see that he does now fully think of himself as a rebel, even if it means he will be paying for his past crimes with his life. Darth Vader issue 45 was my favorite in a while. Vader returns to Tython to gather Kyberite, but to do so, he has to face like a confessional in the Force that brought him to the ground in the Dr. Aphra comics. Basically, he can feel and hear the echoes of people who once visited the site, and Luke once went there confessing that he sometimes wonders if he made the right choice not joining Vader on Cloud City, which seems like it's worming some doubt into Vader's mind. This is the kind of stuff I have enjoyed most about this Vader run, when we really hone in on how the Sith Lord changed in between episodes 5 and 6. Thrawn Alliance's issue 4 might be the final issue of the series, despite only telling half of the book's story. But there was a question mark at the end of the issue, so maybe there are more in the works. While this still didn't add anything new to the book that I can recall, it is cool to get a much better look at the Grisk and their ships. There still haven't been any great close-ups, but the visuals we got were much more definitive than they were in issue 3. The first issue of Maul Black, White, and Red surprised me. I thought the Vader version of the series was just okay, but there were 2 or 3 stories crammed into each issue, and none of them seemed like they had any time to breathe. But this was just one story in one issue, and it was wild, with some dark side cult trying to unleash an eldritch horror onto the galaxy, and Maul had to fight insanity and them to stop it. I thought the art was great, and the story was a lot of fun. For Story of the Month, I'm going with the Bad Batch episode, Point of No Return. The attack on Pabu was tense, and Omega facing her worst fears by going back to Tantus is one of my favorite moments of the series. In May, we're getting the series finale of The Bad Batch, Tales of the Empire, and 11 new comic issues, including a Phantom Menace anniversary special. And I'll also shout out our updated complete canon timeline video, which will come out on May 4th. But that's it for April. The Canon Update will return at the end of May to cover all those new stories. Until then, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on our socials, and consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.